Hi, I'm Alina. At 32, I run one of the fastest growing tech companies in California. Funny how life works. From being dumped at an orphanage to having my name on Forbes. But let me take you back to where it all started. I remember that rainy morning like it was yesterday. 6 years old, clutching my worn out teddy bear while my parents walked away without looking back. They didn't even wave goodbye, just dropped me off like returning an unwanted purchase. You'll be okay, sweetie, I promise. That was the first thing Sarah said to me. She wasn't like the other staff at Sunshine Children's Home. She saw something in me that others missed. Why do you always sit here with that computer book? Because computers don't leave you. She laughed at my 6-year-old logic. No, they don't. But neither will I. She kept that promise. While other kids played outside, she taught me coding on an ancient desktop she'd brought from home. Those early lessons turned into my first app at 15, then a scholarship to Stanford. You're going places, kid. Remember me when you're famous? Stop it, Sarah. I wouldn't even be here without you. That conversation happened at my college graduation. Now, 10 years later, Tech Fusion is valued at over $2 billion. My CFO, James, just walked into my office with news that would change everything. Alina, you need to see this. Remember that retail chain we were looking to acquire? Wilson's department stores? What about them? I did some digging into the ownership. You might want to sit down for this. My heart stopped when I saw the documents. Those same names I'd tried to forget for 26 years. Richard and Patricia Wilson, my birth parents. Does anyone else know about this? Just Maya, our legal counsel. She's already working on the acquisition strategy. Maya entered with her signature stack of folders. The company's drowning in debt. They've been trying to avoid bankruptcy for months. It's the perfect time to strike. What's our next move, Alina? James leaned forward, watching my expression carefully. I stared at the family photo on their company website. They looked older, but those faces still haunted my nightmares. Prepare the paperwork. We're buying them out. Alina. Sarah's voice came from the doorway. She always knew when I needed her. Are you sure about this? They threw away their daughter. Now I'm going to take away everything they have. Maya cleared her throat. The board meeting's in an hour. We need your decision. I picked up the acquisition proposal. 26 years ago, they decided I wasn't worth keeping. Now they're about to learn exactly what they lost. The boardroom fell silent as David spread out the financial reports across the table. Their last quarter was a complete disaster. They've closed 5 stores in 3 months. And that's just the beginning of their problems. James pulled up the sales projections. They're hemorrhaging money faster than a cut artery. I leaned back in my chair, scanning the numbers. What about their customer base? That's where it gets interesting. David clicked through his presentation. They've lost 60% of their loyal customers to online retailers. They're stuck in the Stone Age. No digital presence, no online shopping platform. Speaking of online presence, Rachel, our PR director, walked in with her tablet. You need to see this. She handed me her device. There they were, my birth parents, posting on every social platform trying to reach me. Searching for our beloved daughter. We made a terrible mistake. These posts started exactly 2 weeks after the news covered Tech Fusion's latest valuation. Rachel crossed her arms. Convenient timing, don't you think? They've been trying to contact our office directly, too. Maya pulled out a stack of letters. All very emotional, all very desperate. And all about money, I bet. The bitterness in my voice surprised even me. Give me the highlights, David. How bad is their situation, really? They've mortgaged everything. Their house, their vacation property, they're even selling their cars. Without an investor, they'll be bankrupt within 3 months. A notification popped up on my phone. Another social media message. Dearest Alina, please give us a chance to explain. We've changed. They're getting bolder. Rachel pointed to her screen. They're now reaching out to tech journalists, trying to spin a heartwarming reunion story. Let me guess. The successful daughter swoops in to save her remorseful parents' business? I couldn't help but laugh. Not exactly the story they're going to get. We need to move fast. Maya pulled out the acquisition paperwork. They're meeting with other potential investors next week. Already on it. David handed me another report. I've prepared a complete restructuring plan. The moment we take over, we can implement changes that'll turn their outdated business model upside down. What's our official response to their attempts at contact? Rachel was already typing on her laptop. Radio silence. Let them sweat. I signed the preliminary paperwork. When they realize who's buying them out, I want it to hit them like a truck. Their board meeting is tomorrow. James checked his calendar. They're voting on whether to declare bankruptcy or sell to the highest bidder. Perfect timing. I stood up, gathering my files. Maya, prepare the offer. Make it just high enough that they can't refuse, but low enough to hurt. And their social media campaign? Let them keep posting. Every desperate message just proves what they really want. My money, not their daughter. When this is over, they'll wish they'd never tried to find me. The double doors of Wilson's department store's corporate office swung open. I walked in with Maya and James flanking me, Sarah right behind for support. Their boardroom looked exactly like their stores, outdated and desperate for renovation. Mrs. Wilson, Mr. Wilson, thank you for meeting with us. Maya placed our takeover documents on the table. My mother's eyes locked onto my face immediately, her hand flying to her mouth. My father gripped the edge of the table, his knuckles turning white. They knew exactly who I was. After all, they'd been plastering my corporate headshots all over their social media searching posts. Alina. My mother half rose from her chair. We've been trying to reach you for months. Sit down, Mrs. Wilson. This is a business meeting, not a family reunion. But we've sent so many messages. My father's voice cracked. Actually, there are some final points we need to discuss. I sat down, facing them directly. Like why you waited until my net worth hit 10 figures to suddenly develop parental instincts. That's not fair. My mother's perfectly manicured hands trembled. We've been searching for years. Really? Because my PR team has an interesting timeline. I pulled out my tablet. Not a single attempt to contact me before TechFusion's valuation made headlines. Not one. My father stumbled back into his chair. We didn't know how to find you before. Despite me being in every major tech magazine for the past 5 years, despite my face being on Forbes's 30 Under 30, I pulled out my old teddy bear from my briefcase. Remember this? It was the only thing you let me keep. Sweetheart, we were young, we were struggling. My mother reached across the table. Don't touch me, and don't call me sweetheart. You lost that right when you threw me away. We made a terrible mistake. My father stood up. If you'd just read our messages. Oh, I read them. All posted right after my company's valuation hit the news. Funny timing, right? That's not fair. We've regretted it every day. My mother was crying now, her expensive mascara running. Sure you have. That's why you waited until I was worth billions to find me. I opened the takeover documents. Sign these. Please, Alina, we can be a family again. My mother pulled out an old photo. Remember this? Your 5th birthday. Stop it. Sarah stepped forward. I was there when she cried herself to sleep every night. Where were you? Who are you to judge us? My father snapped. She's the woman who actually raised me. The one who showed up every day, who taught me everything I know. We'll lose everything if we sign this. My mother dabbed at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. Like losing a child? How does that feel? I slid the pen closer. Sign or I'll let you go bankrupt and buy this place for half the price next month. They signed with trembling hands. My mother tried one last time. Alina, please. We're still your parents. No. Sarah is my parent. You're just the people who proved to me that success is the best revenge. Meeting adjourned. 1 week after the takeover, I sat at the head of the rebranded Wilson's boardroom. David was presenting the restructuring plan when my birth parents burst in uninvited. Just 5 minutes, please. My mother clutched a thick envelope. We brought adoption papers. Security. I pressed the intercom. Wait. My father held up his hands. We're signing away all our remaining shares. No strings attached. We just want a chance to explain. James glanced at me. Should we clear the room? No need. Whatever they have to say, my team can hear it. My mother placed the envelope on the table. We're transferring everything to you. Our house, our savings, all of it. We don't want your money. We just want our daughter back. Interesting offer. I picked up the envelope. 26 years too late. We know we messed up. My father's voice cracked. But look what you've become. You're stronger than we ever were. Thanks to Sarah, not you. I ripped the envelope in half. You don't get to claim credit for my success. Maya stood up. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, you're no longer authorized to be on these premises. Alina, please. My mother stepped forward. We were young. We were scared. And I was 6. Security will escort you out. As they were led away, David pulled up the restructuring presentation again. As I was saying, we're rebranding all stores to tech retail hubs. Perfect. I clicked through the mock-ups. Each location becomes a tech-integrated shopping experience. Rachel, launch the PR campaign. Already trending on social media. From outdated to upgraded, the future of retail. What about the old management team? James reviewed his notes. Complete overhaul, bring in our people, top to bottom. I signed the final papers. Any other business? Just one thing. Maya handed me another document. Your birth parents' termination papers. They're officially out. 6 months later, I stood in the flagship store. Digital displays lined the walls, smart mirrors filled the dressing rooms, and customers used our app to try clothes virtually. Look at this place now. Sarah squeezed my hand. You turned their failure into something amazing. We did it together, just like everything else. I hugged her tight. Ready for dinner? I'm buying. You're always buying these days. She laughed. But first, your old room at Sunshine Home? I converted it into a computer lab. Want to see the pictures? You used the donation well. I scrolled through the photos on her phone. Those kids will have what I didn't. A real chance. You proved something important, you know. Sarah looked around the bustling store. Success isn't about who leaves you. It's about who stays. Speaking of staying, I pulled out a document. I filed the adult adoption papers. If you're interested. She didn't let me finish. Her hug said everything. Come on, Mom. Let's go celebrate. What would you do in Alina's position if your birth parents suddenly wanted to reconcile, but only after you became successful? Would you give them a second chance? Or would you choose revenge like Alina did? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe your parents abandoned you too. Or maybe you've been the one seeking forgiveness. Every story is different, and your perspective matters. If you enjoyed this story of redemption and revenge, hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling real-life stories that make us question what we do in similar situations. Remember, success is the best revenge, but forgiveness is also a choice. What would be yours?